Do any of you know what this little tool does? What it is? Well, it can do three things. It can serve as a needle inserter. You can use it as a shank to sew on buttons with your sewing machine. And the most important thing, you can sew over bulky seams very easy and very smoothly. Let's check it out. This is my bulky seam. It's a jeans and I'm making it a double one. First, I'll sew over it without any extra tools. My regular presser foot and a jeans needle. Ouch! That wasn't such a good idea. I tried again and sewed a lot slower and I managed to pass the seam, but my stitches were really tiny just before and then bigger after. Let's use that bulky seam jumper. It has two thicknesses, so choose the one that matches the seam best. So you lift the presser foot, you put the two legs of the bulky seam jumper under the presser foot and make sure that the needle ends up between the legs. Once you're sewn across the seam, you can put the bulky seam jumper in front to not tilt the presser foot too much when going off the seam. You remove the bulky seam jumper and just continue sewing. And let's have a look at the result. You will get a very straight and even seam and the stitches are much more consistent. Let's see how this tool works as a button shank. First, you prepare your machine by snapping off presser foot and lowering your feed dogs. Now put your fabric in place. Take the bulky seam jumper, put it underneath the needle and make sure that the needle won't hit the legs. Put your button on the bulky seam jumper. Then test with a hand crank that the needle will go into one of the little holes of the button. Yeah, this works. And then put your machine to a zigzag and make the zigzag width match the distance between the two holes. Test with a hand crank and then sew slowly a couple of times. And because your feed dogs are lowered, the fabric will not move forward. If you have 4 little holes in a button, then move to the 2 other little holes, test with a hand crank, and sew slowly. So that's it. So now you just need to bring the threads to the back of the button and then you can tie a little knot to secure all threads and get the long ends off. A nicely sewn button. And you can also use this bulky seam jumper as a needle inserter. It has a little hole in one of the legs and the hole has the shape of the needle, so it has one flat side. Make sure you put it in that way and then you can use it as a tray to insert the needle easily. You can find more details on the Madame Sew sewing blog. And I say cheers to happy and frustration-free sewing.